Hey, what's up guys, Tony here, and you're watching some more of my V8 Supercar Mastery here, and this is of course iRacing, and this is week 2. And I guess I should say from the get-go, because I was practicing earlier this week, and what I had done is I wanted to race GT3 teams with my buddy and my teammate Tim. So we were practicing at Twin Ring Motegi, and here's what I'll tell you right off the bat is that going from V8 Supercars to GT3 it's a whole new experience, because the problems that I used to have driving GT3 aren't really there anymore, because like V8 Supercars are so hard to drive that when I go to like a GT3 car, I'm sitting here going like, wow, this thing can pretty much drive itself. I mean, like, you can get on the throttle super early, you can brake super late. It's just like a really easy car to drive. And I always figured, I heard people talk about how easy GT3 cars were, and although I did believe it, I'm like, okay, this is easy, but when you drive something that is difficult and that a lot of people shy away from because of its difficulty, and then you move to the most popular series in all of iRacing again, and you're just like, wow, the difference between a V8 supercar and the quality, I won't say the quality of driver, that's very offensive, but the difficulty in driving the car versus a GT3 car, it's a stark contrast between the two. I mean, it's like a relaxing, fun experience to drive a GT3 now compared to what it used to be, because it's ABS, it's got traction control. You're just like, wow, that's stuff the V8 supercar doesn't have. So the things that I'm learning, it's not that I don't already know it, but I guess the things that I'm mastering and honing in the V8 supercar, such as like brake control, throttle control, those things are translating very well over to GT3, because I found myself doing more feathering of the throttle than I used to, because I used to just brake, you turn in and you get on the throttle hard. Well, I found myself braking, staying on the throttle, and then through the corner, and then being able to full throttle out, and my lap times were decreasing at an exponential rate. I wasn't like alien status or anything like that, but I think at Motegi I was getting close to a 119. So for me, that's really fast. I was running usually when I was practicing one night, I was practicing in the 120s, and then when I was practicing with Tim, I don't know if the weather changes or whatever, but I was running the 121s with sporadic 120s, which is interesting, because I felt fast. Like for the first time, I felt fast. So anyways, you're not here to listen to me talk about GT3. Talk about V8 supercars. So here we are at Road Atlanta, and this is one of my favorite tracks. When I first raced here for the very first time, like 2 seasons ago or so, or maybe it was 3 seasons ago, the first GT3 series I was running, I really didn't know this track. The only thing I knew this track was from Gran Turismo, and I didn't really have a good idea of the track in my head. I was getting Road Atlanta and Road America mixed together. They were just kind of like the same in my brain. And so it was interesting that I had to really practice on this track. Like, this track was really difficult, and my younger brother was here, and he was like helping me out. He was giving me like call outs for this track. And so this is one of my favorite tracks. It is, for me, it's still a difficult track because it's very bumpy, and there's a lot of timing that's involved. Like, I work best when I have a visual marker that okay, I need to brake here, turn in here, and go. But when it's sort of these timing elements, you got to get the timing down. The thing that, because I don't practice a lot, I mean, I practice a lot, but I don't practice consistency. I don't run consistently. So I'm consistently inconsistent when it comes to a lot of tracks, because I just don't put in the time. So anyways, that being said, the problems that I'm having here at Road Atlanta are the problems that I have in general, as far as, in the back end of the track, coming up, like turn 1 coming up right now is always a problem for me. It's just difficult to figure out, I've got an idea of where to brake, but if you don't turn in at the right time, then it screws up your entry, and it pretty much doesn't really kill your lap time, but it doesn't help it. Going down through the S's here, it's never really a problem. Braking at this corner, from right now I've got it down. I feel like I've got it down. This corner coming up, I've seen people brake later, but I have a hard time braking later and making the turn in, so I'm braking earlier and rolling through the corner like you saw. And this is the corner that really messes me up, because for me it's a timing thing. You just have to know when to brake, and with the V8 Supercar and its brakes and its inability to turn in sharply, you really have to make that work. If not, you screw up this back stretch. So that's pretty much right now what I'm working on. It's the bumps are an issue. It's the timing on some of these corners that I'm needing to nail down. And this last corner through this little S coming up here, this is my entry angle that I'm going with right now. I was going with my standard, cutting sort of the hill on the right where the grass and the line meet each other, to the right of that little I don't know, flag. I guess it's a flag for Road Atlanta, I think. But that was getting me just all unsettled, and it was messing with me. So I have my own method for getting that corner, and we're just like, short shifting from third at the top of the hill into, riding. So you go second to third right at the top of the hill. So you're in fourth at a very low RPMs going downhill, and that keeps it stable for me. But it's one of those corners that, you just like, you can fuck up, and it can bite you in the ass. And there were times that I had one race this week where it didn't go so well. And I'll probably end up showing that later on. But I did run this week once already. I'm using the Okoyama setup, which is working really well for me. The guy Mitch, he posted his Road Atlanta setup, and I don't like it, so I'm sticking with Okoyama. It feels pretty stable to me. The only thing I did change was gearing to 3.25, and right now my average lap times are, like in the mid to low 122s. I've hit a couple of 121s, like as you can see on my wheel here. I hit a 121.9 before. I had a mess up lap, so I cut that out. And then this lap is my fastest lap to date so far, 121.7. So I know I can do these quicker laps. I just need to get around to becoming more consistent. But I am feeling so much more comfortable in this car, and I'm feeling so much more comfortable with the pedals, and it's amazing. So hopefully by the end of week 6, I'll be like, you know what, I feel really, really comfortable in this car, and I have no problem driving it. So we'll see. So anyways, I'm gonna post this sort of a cinematic last lap you guys are watching right now, so you guys enjoy that. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing, and I shall talk to you guys later.